G'day viewers, and welcome to this week's PB's Retro Restorations. This week I'm doing this Matchbox Toyota 4runner for my co-worker Tim, who used to have a real one back in the day. He asked me if I might be able to make a replica of it for him, and I thought, well, I said yes, and then I thought, how am I going to do that? But then I've got a 3D printer, and we all know how that's going for me, so a few 3D printed parts, a little bit of painting, and we'll see if we can't get it looking like Tim's 4runner from back in the day. So on that note, let's get crack-a-lackin' and see if we can't turn this into something Tim would be proud to have. So Tim pointed out to me that his didn't have a sunroof, so I figured that meant we need to take the sunroof out of this one. So what I'm going to do is grind the plastic window piece down so it sits below the die cast and use that as the base to build up some milliput and fill in the hole. So I'm putting some tape over it just so I can still separate the glass from the body once the milliput's gone hard and set. So I always make too much milliput for any job I do. I always end up being left with a heap of it. So I just roll it into balls and let it go hard, and then I forget about them or I knock them off my bench, and then I see them and I think they're gecko eggs that haven't hatched. And anyway, I'm not sure why I thought I needed to share that with you. I thought I had to jazz it up somehow. Anyway, milliput's really good. You've got to really mix it in your hands for at least 11 minutes. This super fine one. That's what I do. You really got to make sure it's mixed or it won't work, oddly enough. I want to tell you about the 3 golden rules of grinding dried milliput. It's wear a mask, and wear a mask. Seriously, I do. You can't see me wearing one because my face isn't on the screen, obviously. But goggles and even a basic mask is better than nothing, viewers. Here is the bull bar and side intrusion bars, or whatever you four-wheel drivers call them, that I designed on Tinkercad in 3D. I also made a little checker plate step tread, or whatever you call them. Sorry, I'm not a four-wheel driver guy, so I don't know their proper names. But they came out really good. Now, here's the successful print. Very fragile. It did take several prototypes and a few different attempts to get it just right, but in the end, once it was right, it was really good. And now you should break the little trees off before you cure them, but this was so fragile. Every time I tried doing that before I cured it, it just disintegrated. So Anyway, like I always say, I got there in the end. Here's some of the 3D printed parts ready for painting. I purchased files for the snorkels and the wheels because I wanted them to look like Tim's, and I didn't quite have the skill to design them myself, so I bought files and 3D printed them. Now, after laying on grey Tamiya undercoat and a white Tamiya acrylic overcoat, I masked off the canopy with Tamiya tape, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, Peter, Tamiya tape and white paint. Oh, you know it's going to happen, but you know what, viewers? It didn't happen. It didn't rip all the white paint off. I don't know why. It should have, and it probably very nearly did, but it didn't. So I will accept the small victories. Thank you for watching. Because the wheels were two-part, that made them really easy to paint, so I was able to do a semi-gloss on the tyres and a gloss on the rims, which made for a really nice contrast. The only downside to that is they're pretty tight fit to start with, and that little micron of paint made them extra tight to fit, so I had to gently persuade them with my I can't say that word, my special hammer. Now I'm starting on the decals. Here I am applying my first set of decals because I have a cheapskates method because I don't have a printer that can print white ink, but I'll talk about that some more in a minute. So it became apparent that it was going to be easier to glue all the accoutrements like the bull bar and the step treads and all that stuff on the chassis before assembly. So that's what I did. Back to my cheapskates method. So after those decals have dried, because they're clear and it's a dark body colour, you won't see them. So once they've dried, I get my white pen and I basically colour them in as neatly as I can. And then once that paint's dry, I apply another set of decals over the top so that you can actually see them. It does cause probably not the most perfect edge on them, but it's as close as I can do without buying a multi-million-dollar white ink printing printer. We don't all have Michael at Gravesend's money. He's talking up getting one. I have to get you to print my decals then, Michael. As for this bloody aerial that I thought was a good idea, I broke it off like so many times and glued it back on, including once when I was just about to put it in the packet. So yeah, it caused me no end of grief. Self-inflicted grief, I hasten to add, viewers.
Swear to God. So what I forgot to show you there was the wheels needed some little spaces, so I 3D printed them. Just to space the wheels out, hold them out so they don't wobble around. Not that I think Tim's playing with it, but anyway. Fucking idiot.
Now, partially because I'm awesome, partially because Tim asked, and partially because it's so fragile, I didn't want it to get broken. I decided to make a replacement card and everything for it, which means getting a blister off another card, which I do by getting some nail polish remover and just sitting the card in until the blister just floats off. And here I am doing the taillights. So the last time I managed to snap off the aerial, I lost it. So I had to make another one out of another bit of plastic, and I tell you what, viewers, on a Thursday night when you've had several cans and you're trying to put a less than 1mm bit of plastic on top of another bit of plastic, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but once again I got there in the end. Now here I am just gluing that snorkel on and we're about done.
You can probably tell what day it is, what day it was when I was gluing this on. It was the day Thursday night, the 25th in Australia. We had the news of Tina Turner's passing, and I don't get too sentimental about many things, but I won't go into the nitty gritty of it here, but I don't know, it was really sad to hear about Tina Turner today, and she's a legend in this country for a variety of reasons that I won't punish you with. You can go and look it up. Yeah, like I said, the word legend is like overused these days. You know, like every second bastard who turns up, oh, a legend, oh, a legend. But Tina was like a proper legend. And whether you're fully into her music or not, the abuse she suffered and the triumph she had over it, she is a legend. So, yeah.
So here we are back at the start with Tim's absolutely nothing wrong with it Matchbox Toyota 4runner. Underneath the fairly plain paint is a pretty good casting which captures a lot of the features of the actual vehicle. All I really needed is some zhuzhing and 3D printing and some other woozifying and boozifying. So this is what we started with, and this is what we're left with now. Ta-da! Looking almost $1 million now. I wish I could get those decals a little crisper, but I'm quite pleased with how they look. I'm super stoked with all the 3D printed gear. I'm especially proud of the step treads and the bull bar that I designed myself, and the wheels and the snorkel are really brilliant files. They can be scaled up and down, so I'll probably use them on another project sometime too. I'm not sure what else to tell you about this one, viewers. As Tim happily pointed out to me, the grey is a little bit darker than original, but it was what I had, and you know, sometimes I like to try and work with what I've got. So I hope you like it, Tim. I hope you really like the car, and I'm sorry you had to wait so long to get it. Don't forget the HQ Holden build we're doing with KC. Looking really forward to seeing what you all come up with. Don't forget, you've got till August 31st. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really appreciate it. If you've liked this one and would like to watch some more, try one of these links that have appeared on your screen. If you've decided that the PB life is the way of life for you and you'd like to subscribe, that'd be awesome. Just click on my bald nut in the middle of your screen. Be sure to click the bell for alerts, and you too can be swept away to a world of PB magic every time a new video drops. Have a great day wherever you are in the universe, and I will see you next time. Bye.